ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And there's a lot going on, a lot of news about the new season of Doctor Who. Can we call it Doctor Who? Is this still Doctor Who? Now it's called Doctor Who Flux. I mean, or is it technically its own entity, which I think will make it a lot better for a lot of people in fandom. I don't know. Look, for me, I personally don't view it as Doctor Who. For me, it ended with Capaldi. And it's honestly nothing to do with agenda. And I say, if you're not new to my channel, I say this every time, it's nothing to do with the freaking gender. It's to do with it being shit. Okay, it's to do with the Doctor going from an anti-authoritarian authority to a moronic follower, right? Which is, I don't know why they wrote it that way, but that's what they thought would be a good idea. It's not. Anyway, I really don't consider it Doctor Who at all. So what? Who cares? I still love Doctor Who. It hasn't killed my love of Doctor Who enough, this current era, that I'm just like, I'm out. Like, I'm basically there with Star Trek. I just saw the trailer for the new season Discovery. I'm like, no. This is it. This is the first time. Even for the channel, I'm not sitting through that. I'm not gonna watch it. It's too awful. Right? If you've seen that trailer, it is like, hey kids, do you like Star Trek? Well, what about everything you hated about Star Trek Discovery? We got a lot more of that for you, more of the same. Still, better trailer than Doctor Who got, wasn't it? Which was just embarrassing. That thing looked like, somebody described it as you're waiting for a fairground ride and you have like a video playing before. It felt like that, really. It felt like, what was it, the Doctor Who immersive thing that opened and then closed because of a flood. Right, yeah. Not because of the insurance money, of course, because it was tanking horribly. No, but apparently it's opening up in about another week. It won't bring back up in a week or so. Good luck with that, mate. Good luck with that. Lots of Jodie front and centre there. So, have I got to like, share, subscribe? Yeah, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe button. All those things are good. Thank you very much. I am ridiculously grateful, and I am grateful. Really, if I glossed over that, I am grateful. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Because again, there's a lot to talk about. Oh yeah, so I'll explain why I'm making this video. Because I really don't care. Like, I don't care that the Master's coming back. Listen. I like Sacha Dhawan. I thought his Master was garbage because of the script rather than his performance. I would love to see him with a Russell T Davies script. I would love to see that passion with like a good script. That would be incredible. But passion alone with the awful script doesn't really work. So I feel bad for him, as I feel bad for a lot of the artisans working on this. So the story isn't that they're bringing the Master back, right? That's not the story. The story, and I'll end with this one. You want to stick around for it? The story is how we know the Master's coming back, which is freaking hilarious. It's so funny. It's unbelievable. So I would recommend waiting around to the end for that one. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. And I'm still not used to not plugging my Indiegogo. It's tell you that had a big shadow in my life for a long time. It's out my hands now, right? It's just the printer's got it. It's going to fulfillment. Listen, if you're one of the backers, you should be getting it next week. Can you take pictures and send it to me? Because I haven't seen it yet, right? I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look. I mean, I know roughly what it's going to look. I hope it looks like what the proof. Well, it's a digital proof. So, oh God, I hope it looks okay. But yeah, send me pictures when you get it. Again, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Fine. Let's talk about Doctor Who. Doctor Who is coming back. They got a return date for it. It's Halloween. Ooh, Sunday the 31st. So the first thing I really want to talk about is the time slot for it, which is a curious one. They moved it away from the 7 o'clock time slot, which is where they could pick up the Kiddywinks. Now, the Kiddywinks is really the only demographic that hasn't insanely shriveled, from what I can gather, because that's the only place there's any marketing for the 5 to 10-year-old range. I mean, honestly, I think Doctor Who should really be pitched at the 10 to 15-year-old range, right? Yeah, 5 to 10-year-olds like it too, but like really getting into it, like understanding, all the lore about it, that's like the 10 to 15-year-old. But so the only group that they didn't completely alienate was like people with who are so young, their developmental facilities are not that great. They can't go, oh, this looks like garbage. But a bunch of them did. So it's weird then they're moving it to the an 8:30 time slot on a Sunday, which is an adult drama time slot. So essentially, or you have like a bit of family viewing, and then by the time you get to about 8:30, then the kids go off and are watching YouTube or whatever, or doing anything other than watching BBC One, from what I can tell, and you've really lost that demographic. So that's really going to kill it, right? That's what I say. When they're going to kill it, it's impossible to tell the future, right? It's impossible to tell the future. But you can say, well, this has happened in the past, and we can expect the past to continue without it changing. So look, in the past, there's been no point in the Chris Chibnall era that it hasn't vastly exceeded our worst expectations on how terrible he would be. For me, anyway. Like, I was like on board with season 11, and then it was awful, right? It was really genuinely awful, and I was like, okay, hopefully they turn the ship around for season 12, and I wanted to hope they did, and it was again just so far beyond my expectations. Like, if you did, this is as awful as you could possibly imagine it. It's just more awful, right? It's incredible. So I think we can expect that to continue. I mean, I'll give you another example of how terrible a writer Chris Chibnall is. We got that awful 20-second trailer, right? An awful 20-second trailer. Within that 20-second trailer, there was terrible writing, where the doctor's like, Jodie Whittaker's doctor, I should say, is doing her like, scared acting. I'm being urgent. And things blowing up around her. It looked so fake, and she didn't look very, very convincing at all. Convinced of it herself. It said, the weeping angels are coming, and the Sontarans, and the race known as the Ravagers. Well, it seems like that she knew that we've never heard of the Ravagers before, right? I mean, other than the Christopher Eccleston box set. But it's like, why didn't you say a race called the Sontarans, the Weeping Angels, and the Ravagers? It's because we never heard it. It's just bad writing. Now, consider how it would have sounded if he didn't say a race known as, or whatever known as they've got the Weeping Angels, we've got the Sontarans, and the Ravagers, they're all coming, right? So now the Ravagers have been, because you got rid of that clunky exposition that didn't work, the Ravagers now, we don't know who they are, but they've been elevated to Weeping Angels and Sontaran level. So we're like, just by writing better, right? Just by writing better. And that's a 20-second freaking ad, right? And it was still shit writing. Unbelievable. So it's being scheduled at 8:30. Opposite the new version of Darling Buds and May, the Larkin, starring Bradley Bloody Walsh. Bradley Walsh is going to decimate it, right? So you got a juvenile, unpopular, preachy TV show, which is really quite reviled, I think, by the British public, going up against a popular TV show in a time slot where it's not appropriate for. Add on to that it's serialized. So if you miss the first episode, it is going to be incomprehensible by the time you get to the second episode. So you're not going to be able to build up your viewership. It's just going to go down. But I guess they knew it. So it seems to me it's being scheduled for destruction, right? And now, question is why? Honestly, they paid for it. Why would you schedule it for this? I mean, other than, it's garbage. But why would you schedule it for destruction? And if you really want it to vanish down a memory hole, I'm quite surprised they didn't just drop it all on one day. So it seems to be that they really want to embarrass Chris Chibnall by having it front and center. This seems to be the rationale behind it. Two things. It seems they want to embarrass Chris Chibnall, and also they want to basically make this vanish down a memory hole. Make this whole era vanish down a memory hole. So why? Why would they do that? Well, let's look at this article first. And the answer to pretty much any question that involves any form of politics, be it commercial politics, being political politics, follow the money. Follow the money. So this is big news, this story. Doctor Who producer Bad Wolf to be acquired by Sony. So what does that actually mean, right? What does that actually mean to the people on the ground? It means that if you have a stake in Bad Wolf, if you have shares in Bad Wolf, you're about to make a lot of money, right? They could, and because what happens when a company is bought, they pay people, they pay people for it, and if you're ever sharing it, you're an owner of it, and you do very well. I mean, that's basically how tech billionaires become tech. They invent something, and it gets bought by a larger hedge fund, and then they share out. They invent, I don't know, WhatsApp, right? Or Waze, right? Waze I can talk about because it was invented in Israel, and they were offered like 60 billion. What was I saying? Ridiculous. No, it was 60 million or 600 million, some crazy number, right? But they took a lesser crazy number because they didn't want to move the company out of Israel. So yeah, good for you there. But that's basically what happens. You get bought by. What was that? I think that was bought by Facebook or Apple or so, I can't remember, but they're bought by somebody with very deep pockets, and then that money gets distributed amongst the people who had this big collection of shares which were pretty much worthless up until they were sold. But that's the game. That's the game with making money in that sort of thing. You want to get in early. You want to have shares, and you want to get sold, which is kind of normal. So I think something that made this sell really happen and increase the value of Bad Wolf massively is Russell T Davies' announcement that he's coming back to Doctor Who, and he's working with Bad Wolf. So I imagine Russell T Davies personally got a big payday. I wouldn't be surprised if Tim Divey also got a big payday. Tim Divey, the Director General of BBC. So what's going on with the BBC right now is, because it's in such disarray, they're selling all their intellectual property to BBC Studios, the commercial arm. And then I think the deal is that BBC Studios will produce whatever it is, Doctor Who, EastEnders, whatever it is, and then give it for free to the BBC. To air, but they own it as an international intellectual property and a commercial, which is very valuable. So I think the most valuable thing in entertainment right now is having a desirable streaming platform, a desirable streaming property, which Doctor Who is. Doctor Who absolutely is. Get this nonsense out of the way. And yeah, to underline this, I don't have the article in front of me. Pluto TV, who are part of CBS, I think, just acquired the rights to stream Doctor Who in the US, or maybe I think internationally across a lot of platforms. Everything right up until Capaldi leaves, like everything, all the classic everything, right up until Jodie shows her face, right? And then, well, I think they have Twice Upon a Time, but I don't think they stop at work. Why? Because it's detrimental to the brand. This era is absolutely detrimental to the brand, and so I think they want to memory hole it as fast as humanly possible, which is why I think, by the way, we got season 13 dropping in a somewhat dead zone. It's like late autumn, early winter, scheduled across Darling Buzz and the Larkins, scheduled across from Bradley Walsh, and I just don't think it stands a chance, but it's kind of a dead zone. And then right after it, as soon as it finishes, we've got Galaxy 4 coming out, followed by season 17. It's as if they want fandom to forget about this. And I think we can look to see more Blu-ray things coming out. Time to make us forget that any more Jodie's happening, right? Which is interesting. So let's read the article. So Bad Wolf to be acquired by Sony. The production company will be working with Russell T Davies on Doctor Who 2023. No shit, Sherlock. Really? Yes, that's exactly why this deal happened. Sony is reportedly set to acquire Bad Wolf, the production company, teaming up with Russell T Davies on the 2023 series of Doctor Who. The production company, founded by former executive Julie Gardner, Jane Tranter, back in 2006, was on the brink of joining Sony following a $60 million deal. Yeah, that $60 million deal. The £60 million deal is going in the pockets of Julie Gardner, Jane Tranter, whoever. That's a lot of money. They're making a massive payday with this, right? Ray Jones reached out to Bad Wolf and Sony for comment. Bad Wolf, which is the name from Doctor Who's Bad Wolf storyline, is in which Gardner and Tranter both worked, was created in 2015, and since produced award-winning shows like The Night of Dark Materials, I Hate Susie, starring Billy Piper. They also did Succession, which is really good. I think it's coming back next week. I really like Succession. And if HBO Max is coming to Europe, for my money, HBO Max is the best of the streaming services. I went to see the Bond movie in the cinema. I'm not really up to going to the cinema anymore, quite frankly. I think I'm going to even watch Dune at home. It's look, I got a 60-inch. I'm comfy, It's good. I get a good cinematic experience at home. It's just depressing, right? It's just. I mean, I might go see Ghostbusters in the cinema because I really want to see that, especially as the Guardian gave it a stinking review. So because it's just mad about it, the lady Ghostbusters not working. BBC announced that Ross will be returning to Doctor Who as showrunner for its 60th series, 6th anniversary, and series beyond. I really think he's got a cinematic a TV universe planned, right? I think that's it. First, they got to right the ship. They got to make good. I think we're going to see good, solid Doctor Who for the first year. But then pretty soon afterwards, just like they did last time, we're going to see Torchwood, we're see Sarah Jane. We're next in the first few years, you're going to see a template of Doctor Who's universe set stuff. Dalek Empire. Who knows? And also I think it's going to be made for platforms other than TV. It's going to be made for YouTube. It's going to be made for TikTok. Man, TikTok's evil. Oh my God, I was going to start a TikTok account to put my videos on. TikTok is just evil. It makes you keep turning the thing to get more of it. It's awful. It's awful. As if it was invented by an evil totalitarian state. It was a new way to control the West. Then we'll be partnering Badwell. Speaking about the producing the future, Dr. Badwell said in a statement at the time, "We're delighted to be joined Russell Davies in a looped ontological paradox." Okay, you know what? I guess I got to look at ontological at a later date. You know what? We'll look it up now. Ontological. What the hell's ontological mean? Yeah, we'll go over it. Okay. Ontological, relating to a branch of metaphysics dealing with nature of being, showing the relationships between the concept and the category inside. Okay, I still don't understand. Okay, my little brain's too little. I should have thought through that self-deprecating insult a bit more before I went into it. Admiral statement at the time, "We're delighted to join Russell Davies, where Russell goes, we are proud to follow." And that the BBC's Joe Badwell will be producing all new series of Doctor Who. It's a privilege to be asked to support him in Doctor Who's future. They made a lot of money from this deal, right? They had a significant payday, and I think they're looking for quite a bit more. So how are they going to deal with the timeless children, right? How are they going to deal with the timeless children problem? How are they going to put this era back in the box, which is really what they need to. Now, I want to tell you, this is a lot of this stuff was predicted by Noel over at the TARDIS Zone. If you're not subscribed, you should go subscribe. He does watch-alongs. I won't be reviewing this on the day. Again, it's 8:30 at night, which is 10:30 for me. I'm 2 hours ahead of that. So by the time I finish, it'll be 11:30. I won't be going live till midnight. I'm like, piss off. Leave me alone, which will be 10 o'clock. I just don't think it's a great time. I think I'm going to wait till Monday and do like a lengthy review recap. But must watch TV, must watch YouTube. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear. I'm thinking sure he's doing a watch along of the new season. It's going to be awesome, right? It's going. If you're not subscribed to that channel, go and subscribe. I'm actually genuinely excited for that, right? I think it's going to be so freaking funny. Fine. Doctor. Fine. So we did this story. So yeah. So how are they going to put it back in the box? Doctor Who might be entering its own multiverse of madness. So again, this is another of the rumors that Noel talked about. He also talked about the Rusty Davies one as well. He said there was a Rusty Davies, possibly Stephen Moffat, takeover bid going on. Seems to have panned out right, didn't it, to me? But this is the other thing. This was rumored last year, over a year ago now. As basically when Paul Cornell was like sniffing around for a job, apparently. I was like, well, okay, he can bring it. How can they possibly deal with the destruction on canon? They're going to have multiple timelines. Fans think Doctor Who flux, and flux means a discharge of bodily fluids. None of this was thought through. Doctor Who Flux will feature parallel timelines, but are they right? Okay. Fans are finally getting some details about what they can expect from Doctor Who Season 13 in the newly subtitled Doctor Who Flux, releasing trailers and back. Okay, so this is legitimately not Doctor Who anymore, right? Now it's got a different name. We can say this is not Doctor Who anymore, right? Which I think actually might be the point for some. I don't know. I think that might connect to the Russell T Davies Bad Wolf deal. Releasing teasers and background information for Jodie Whittaker's next collection of Enter. 20 seconds, badly written, right? They're breaking into BBC One in between Bradley Walsh again. And I'm from Blankety Blank. It's the dog going, we need your help. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, I don't know what to do. By the way, look at this picture, okay? This is everything that's wrong about this Doctor Who. They think, if I make Jodie Whittaker scared and terrified and not know what to do and look out of her depth, then people are going to say, oh, that's a big threat. That's a really big... Yeah, but they've never shown her know what to do, right? They've never shown her be competent. And it's just... so she just like, oh, she's scared and out of depth again. Looks like a lady to me. I mean, that's basically where you would go with that, right? It's the most sexist thing humanly possible. And they've done it in the name of inclusion. The subtitle being still being dark about what actually happened in the series, but fans are beginning to wonder about a particular piece of promo, a new generic image of Jodie Whittaker in front of the unusual background that could be hinting at the nature of the story we're getting in Flux. Yeah, I'm so going to use that as the thing. If I can find a picture of her looking stupid and profile and Photoshop that in, I totally will. But it's going to be like, well, you've probably seen it already because you clicked on this video. My ears are reveling in front of me. Or behind me, as it turns out. Icky thump. So we've heard this before, especially if you're a Disney subscriber. But what if Doctor Who's presenting his own multiverse? The serial has strayed into the realms of parallel worlds before, most notably with 2006's alternative Cyberman story. Right? Well, wait. What about Battlefield? That was... You had a red-headed doctor from Future Doctor who was Merlin, for God's sake. It looked kind of like Malcolm McLaren. Well, in the novel anyway. Yeah, in a parallel world. Okay. And then the Brigadier went on to be the king of that realm, I think. And some people think they could, series could be turning to that furrow in Flux. They've been talking about it for a long time. Again, it's one of the only things that really... It's lazy writing that could fix all their mistakes. So, sounds like it. Like the MCU, the Multiverse is coming. Spoon says, okay, this is a bit of a poster. Is so cool with the stripes of Flux, hinting at some wonky timeline saying super cool visual use of stripes. Actually, it is. You know, other than having Jodie Whittaker's in it, who is useless. This is well realized. It's a nice idea. I even like the coloring, quite frankly. I'm behind all the Doctor Who. I like the idea of Flux, and I hope it ties into time has been swirling around the Doctor. Secretly hoping for alternative universe thing, which would explain the Gallifrey timeless arc. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying. Doctor Returns is not the biggest adventure yet. Keith Thorpe. Feel like we could have a multiverse. So, yeah, so everyone's basically saying the same thing. The unraveling things make it look like the multiverse is unraveling. Everything's in a state of flux. Okay, very good. What else is there about that? Again, who cares? I really got to preface it with who cares, but this is funny. Doctor Who Series 13 clue could point to the return of another classic villain, the Master. Now, again, I really like Session One's passion for the role. It's obviously important to him that he's. I don't even know what race he is, because he always talks about it like Southeast Asian. Here's the thing, this is how removed I am from this nonsense, right? I don't even know. To me, he looks like Roger Delgado, right? He looks a bit swarthy, but but to him, it's really important that he was cast as the Master, because I don't know, does he believe that we don't think that he could be the Master because he's not white. I mean, does he think that? I guess he must think that. Even even though he's pretty white, I don't want to tell you, he looks pretty white to me. But for him, it was a big deal. And also, I just think he's a good actor. I think he's intelligent, right? I think intelligence is the key to being a good actor. Doctor Who, Series Who, again, blah, blah, blah. The Sontarans and Weeping Angels are back, but could they be joined by the Master? Yes! Yes, spoiler alert, yes! Geordie Whittaker is set to take on some familiar fools with Doctor Who Season 13. Oh, Hugh Fullerton again, man, he's having a good time. Returns later this month with a new Season 13 teaser trailer. Again, 20 seconds and highlighting garbage writing. Breathtaking, absolute breathtaking. Confirming that the iconic band as the Sontarans and the Weeping Angels are among the threats faced by the Doctor and her friends, also including a new threat called the Ravagers. Yeah, and a race called the Ravagers, which I'm just saying a race called for no apparent reason, because it's a race called the Weeping Angels and a race called it's such bad writing, right? It's just such bad writing. Chris, just hire me, okay? Hire me. Give me a red pen. I'll fix these scripts up for you, no problem. I'll be cheap, okay? I'll do it cheap, mate. I'll even do it anonymously, because I wouldn't want my name on this garbage. But are there more villains set to be revealed? Fans think there's a subtle clue from showrunner Chris Chibnall, the return of another big bad, possibly making a comeback later in the series. There's 6 episodes. The theory comes from a hint dropped by Chris Chibnall in the San Diego Comic-Con panel. Oh my God, why would you mention that? Like, less than a week before they announce they're leaving, they have the Comic-Con panel. And don't mention anything at all other than Jacob Alexander has been brought in to replace John Barrowman. Very, very, very cancelled ass, right? Super, super cancelled John Barrowman, and he's never not going to be cancelled, right? Like unbelievable. There's these progressive liberals will eat their own in a second. There's just no moral values that they have. These Twitterati. Which I guess is why they like this moralist Doctor Who, where when he was asked when he and the cast were asked to describe the upcoming Series 13, aka Doctor Who Flux, in one word, rather than go down the usual path, the epic, exciting, Christian was said, and this is exactly how his brain works, right? Because he thinks he's being clever. He went for swarm, and I bet he is quite good at anagrams, which we're going to look at in a minute. Boring people normally are, and look, if you're an anagram person and you're not boring, I do apologize, but you probably are, right? There are just some basic rules in life. If your name's David, you wear glasses. If your name's Clive, you got sweaty hands. It's just the way it is. I didn't make the rules, baby. It's just the way it is. Isn't it weird about David's wearing glasses, though? Because universally, that's true, right? And if his name's David and he's not wearing glasses, he's lying. Okay, that's not his real name. Okay, try you want to look at that ID and get it examined by an expert, because that guy's not David unless he had LASIK surgery, right? Even so, I still think David should wear clear glasses, not just glasses rather than a prescription, because David needs to wear glasses. I get it, just one of the rules. Rather than go down the usual he said swarm, leading to friendly speculation as many, including us, tried to decipher what swarm meant, referring to a classic monster or some new organization or something else entirely. Yeah. Is he going to bring back what's his name from Invisible Energy? Right, that was called the swarm, wasn't it? The Invisible. What was the name of that thing? The giant prawn. What the hell? I have to tell you, by the way, it's just a complete aside, right? Complete aside. Keeping kosher, not that difficult, apart from a few things. Bacon I really miss, but the thing after bacon that is really absent my life, prawns. I just thought that because of the invisible energy. What the hell was the name of that thing? Who cares? Rather than go down a swarm, something entirely different. Or it could have been the Wirren. Yeah, the Wirren Swarm, that would be cool. But now fans think they crap what Chibnall was saying based on the new Season 13, because if you come out of the confirmed monsters appearing in Flux, they perfectly match the teaser words initials to lay out more clearly. Sontarans. W, weeping angels. A, angels. R, ravagers. M, who could M be? It's the master. And again, I say master because Shomron was very insistent that he didn't say master. He said master. In other words, it could be Chibnall's use of that word, a clever nod to the threats. Is exact, and you saw him think he's being clever as he's saying it. This is exactly what happened. But there is the kicker. The mysterious Miss M could point to none other than the Doctor Graves Rogue Time Lord, the Master played by such a man. Blah 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 blah. Well, it's not confirmed season 13. Wouldn't be surprised. And blah 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 blah. Of course, Swarm isn't foolproof. Meanwhile, it fits very closely, like when Johnson Saxon was unintentionally Saxon was Mr. Saxon was unintentionally an anagram master number 6. Was it unintentional? I thought it was very intentional, right? Wasn't it? Plus, the rumours of Dalek could also return. We've seen the picture of the Dalek, but I think that's probably for one of the specials. But you know what? There is another piece of evidence that we should look at, right? There's another piece of evidence. So this is a picture from the set, the filming of Doctor Who. So I should have grabbed this morning. There's this little video footage of Jodie Whittaker filming Doctor Who, and you hear somebody in the background scream, "Doctor Who wankers!" And I can't argue with you. They are indeed the Doctor Who wankers. So we see a car pull up, and we see all this secrecy, and it's got to be a black car because everything. So they got like a tent. They're hiding who's going in. They don't want anybody to. And this is Chris Chibnall all over, isn't it? Right? Go, oh, we can't let anybody know this one. No, you tried this thing for the last two seasons. And it's failed every time. Every time, nobody went, oh, that's great. Every time everyone went, oh, that was shit. I didn't see that coming. So anyway, super secrecy. A car driving up, black car driving up, draped over. Look, they got an umbrella out to make sure nobody sees who it is. Who could the mysterious person be? Then the mystery is then answered. In two interesting ways. We've got this gentleman over here. He's holding a box. He's not wearing a mask properly. Oh, Chibnall will be upset. Let's zoom in a little bit and see what it says. Zoom in a bit more. The master Sonic props. Okay. I mean, like, really? Really? How insanely dumb was that? So the master's going back. Who gives a shit? Honestly, who gives a shit? Join me when the show comes back. As I said, I'll be streaming on Mondays. I'm going to do you don't have to watch it, okay? You don't have to watch it. I will watch it so you don't have to. I'll do a full, detailed recap. I'll have as many screen grabs as I can. So it's just, I can't imagine how bad it's going to be. As I said, I'll have a lot of screen grabs to show you how insanely awful the whole thing is. And I imagine, yes, it is going to be insanely awful. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.